Good morning, guys, and welcome to the show. That was weird. We are in Knowledge Fest, Las Vegas. It's 2026 right now? Yeah, we'll go with that. We're on Mike Rios' car. You guys remember Mike? We've looked at his Stinger. We've looked at his Stinger. What was the other one?
Chrysler 300.
That, twice. Now he's got a Cadillac. You all know how I feel about Cadillacs, but Mike, I didn't have to work on it. So Mike did a great job, along with Andrew. I fabricated LV. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. Anyways, Andrew's a great guy, Mike's a great guy. I love any opportunity I get to sit in his car and have fun. Plus, he's a great taxi driver. He picks us up at the airports anytime we're here, except this time, because his car was here. So let's hop in, or go over. Let's just do it. You guys know what the deal is. Good morning, Mike.
Well, good morning, sir.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
You know, I'm tired, as always. I think that's pretty much the theme in all these videos from this, is like, I need a nap.
Well, it's Vegas. As people say, they come out here to do Vegas things, and it looks like people pass their curfew most of the time, staying out, hanging out with all the fellas, and probably talking car audio, like we love talking car audio, as we always do. Probably a very interesting evening.
It's true. I mean, plus it's that 3-hour time difference that just kind of screws
Oh, that
you up.
doesn't help either.
No, it doesn't.
I'm not dealing with that problem, though.
Yeah, I know. Sure.
Luckily for me, I get to sleep in my own bed.
Whatever. All right, today we are here with your new Cadillac. What kind of Cadillac is this?
Today we have a 2025 Cadillac CT5. I got the premium luxury because I wanted all the little cool techie things in it. One thing about a Cadillac, I knew eventually one day I would want a Cadillac. My grandfather had a Cadillac. I always envied that he had one and he got it when he retired. I'm not in the retirement mode. I do remember him actually bringing that car home and driving it and putting it in the driveway and waxing it for the first time. I remember all those things like if it was yesterday. And it was, I think it was an 85 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. Loved the car. I just thought it was like, wow, Cadillac. Well, here I am. I finally got one.
Now, in the past, we've talked about functionality as a rep, because you're a rep out here in Vegas.
Yes.
What's your email?
Mike.r@paragonsalesreps.com.
If you need to find a dealer or any resources out here in...
Cover Arizona, New Mexico, Las Vegas, and a good chunk of Southern California.
There you go. We've talked in previous videos about the functionality of the trunk, and I feel like over the last couple cars, you've just succumbed to... I'm not using my trunk.
It kind of boils down to that. I mean, the Stinger, I lost the trunk from the get-go. I went full ape and went like, you know, I'm gonna be the fabricator again, and I lost my whole trunk. Used the back seat all the time for everything. It worked, loved it. It looked great. Everybody loved the build. You guys can go back and look at the video if you have not seen it. If you have, you'd understand it was amplifiers, full Moscone back there, grading subwoofers, lighting, the whole 9 yards. On my next build, which was the 300, the first part of that build, I did version 1, we'll call it. I left myself some trunk space. I went a little plain and boring with it. It didn't get as much hype or people liking it. It wasn't anything that was like, whatever. It sounded good, but it was like a build. So I actually went back and revised it, went a little more overboard on that one. For me, it's a guilty pleasure. I love building them and having fun with them, getting people's perspectives and their, oh, you're a sales guy. Who built it for you? Now, of course, I got this car. When I got it, I said, I'm not gonna do anything to it. A couple reasons why I said I wasn't gonna do anything to it is, one, I knew there was no interface for the AKG system when it first came out. And I heard all these nightmares of people interfacing with them and the problems they had, and I just didn't want to deal with it. Luckily, Nav TV came out with a new interface called the A2B Plus, which was able to tie directly into with the AKG system in here. What we started off here in the back is, I really had a vision already. I kind of know I wanted to have the big Cadillac emblem as a piece in the car because it's a Cadillac. And for me, it's like, it really meant something to me. So we went with two Focal 12s, or the 30KXEs. Amazing subs. I mean, some people are really afraid of them. They think a very expensive sub. They think it's kind of an SQ sub. People that have actually played with them and push them to a limit, man, these things get busy. They really do. They have some really good impact. They get down, they get low. We went with a sealed enclosure in here. We're running, I think it's a 1.16 per sub. It is a dual chamber box. It's got a 2-inch front baffle on it, which we, at Andrew's shop, I actually had him build me a stack fab. We did a 2-inch baffle. So Brian at Arc Audio has his Volt that had the internals of that. I wanted just to show it on the outside to be like more of a cosmetic thing, but it also replicates the front grille a little bit. The front grille has this kind of same shape. Basically, we stack fabbed a bunch of 3/4 inch, routed it. Then we sent it to our local body shop guys, primered it for me, and painted it with hot rod black. Give us a look, and everybody was like, oh, you 3D printed it. Nah, we didn't 3D print the front face of a woofer. It's actually a 2-inch face. To top it off, we went with the Moscone amplifiers. We did 2 Pro 110s, Pro 110 each subwoofer, 2 Pro 430s. So we got some great power there. We're running a full active system. Channels 1 and 2 on, we'll call it amplifier A, is running tweeters and mid-range for the front stage. Channels 1 and 2 on the second 4 channel is running the front mid-bass, and then 3 and 4 on that second amplifier is running the rear fill. It's a full Kevlar build in this one. So we're doing some ES165 KX3Es in the front front stage, EC165 KEs in the rear, and then on top it off, obviously we have to use a Moscone processor. So we're using the H12 Aero, controlled with a Gladiator knob. I always do it on my builds, and anytime I help design systems, I always have people do a AMAS LD4C also, just in case the vehicle has some nuances or lack of something on a system. We're able to make sure the system sounds as good as it can.
Let's hop inside and let's talk a little bit more about it.
What we did in the front stage of the vehicle is the car came factory with some 6x9s, so we actually built some baffles and turned it into a 6.5. Everything that we did in the vehicle in the front stage, like all my other builds, everything's usually in the factory location. We have mounted the 3-inch mid-range in the factory location where the factory 3 was in the AKG system. To be honest with you, the tweeter is actually in the same exact hole that was in the factory A-pillar. It's just dressed up. I do like having...
You put some curtains on it?
I put some curtains on it. That's like exactly what I did. Built it out a little bit. All my vehicles have had an A-pillar of some sort with some lighting in it. This is our LED kit that we actually do sell. I like it. It's got an ambient kit that just tied into the dash well. I did the A-pillars, and I actually did a Focal logo F up on the top of the pillar because I think the brand is just an awesome brand. I think the logo itself is a pretty cool logo. One day I woke up, I was like, you know what? I think I can do an F up there somehow, and I'm going to light it up. So it worked out really well. And like I said, having Andrew over at Fabricated helped me out. We just lasered out some stuff, backlit it, recessed another piece of black acrylic inside of it, and just came up with the idea we had. And in the rear doors, factory came with 6.5-inch components. The tweeters are right by your head. So I actually deleted the tweeters and just went with the coaxial on the bottom half of the door. Give us that rear fill that we needed for the car.
So you say that, but you've often had a 3-way set in the back of your car.
I have. The Stinger gave me 3-ways front and rear. I had really expensive 3-ways in the rear, and you could barely hear them. It's just what it was as part of the thing. But I do have presets that I can roll the windows down and jam on it. It's loud. It's pretty darn loud. Kind of amazing to me. Many people I demoed this whole week, how many people have never heard a Kevlar system this loud?
Really?
That was shocking to me.
That is shocking. That's the only reason we sell Kevlars.
That is a lot of reasons why people sell Kevlars.
Yeah.
For their bright tweeters, for the impact.
Mid-bass, so you can get tons of, you get the free mid-bass with the 2-ohm driver.
Yeah, it's amazing. And
Yeah.
I've had numerous people like, I had no idea that Kevlar system could be that loud. I was like,
What?
Hey, you know what? I'm glad we built it then, because if you didn't know that, you know that. You sure do know it now.
You have the Nav TV piece that you interfaced with,
Yep.
and then you have the Gladiator.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about how you came up with the place for the Gladiator.
Nice part about this car, why I bought the 25 versus the 24 when I was looking at the Cadillac, they have the same body style. Everything was exactly the same. The difference was the big dash and big screen. I couldn't buy the 24 even at a better deal because of the screen size being a lot smaller. I was like, I'm gonna regret it. The downfall is there's nowhere to put nothing in these cars. It's a cockpit. I mean, I got controls everywhere, knobs everywhere, buttons everywhere. I had an idea of kind of mounting it here. We 3D printed a pod that just holds the Gladiator knob.
We've kind of told you guys everything we can tell you about it. Now we're going to do the fun part. We're going to play a little bit of music. We're going to play a couple different songs. We'll give you a little bit of like, I'm going to tell you, for me, it's going to be way more enjoyable for you, but we'll give you guys a couple safe YouTube seconds of music for you guys to go off with. Well, there you have it, guys. There was a couple different songs. That 1 second song, we really railed on it, man. Wow. These things do get down and boogie. It's a Kevlar system. I love Kevlars. I know everyone, oh, you're a fan of this, blah, blah, blah. But come on, we all know that Kevlar, this is Fernando's favorite speaker. There's a reason for that. This speaker never disappoints. One of the funnest times we have is when we sell Kevlar, or people, let me rephrase that, when people buy Kevlar.
Correct.
Because I would sell Kevlar to everyone if I could. This is always a fun thing to listen to. If it's in your capabilities, always shoot for Kevlar.
And active by all means.
Oh yeah, you gotta go active. You gotta go active. They do have some impressive passive crossovers, but still, you gotta do active. All right, Mike, as always, this has been an amazing car. I know deep in my heart that if we see this again next year, it's going to be different.
It might be.
Oh, it will be. There is no question about it. Not for any other reason other than you can't sit still.
It gives me something to tinker with. It's my own car.
Yes,
we'll figure it out.
He's gonna tinker. He's gonna tinker. All right, guys. Well, that's it for now. Thank you. This is another Cars We've Heard. And now we've heard it. On to the next one, as Fernando likes to say. Thank you so much, Mike.
I appreciate you as always, Dean.
You guys have a great night as always, and we will see you later next time. Bye.